Okay, let me repeat once more. The thing that I'm going to cover today is to review one of the students' homework assignments, be able to learn something from here, some of the mistake and some of the missing points. And I am also going to point out which part looks okay and things like that, okay? This may be some of the mistake you might have in the future. So, hold on. I think I have some more students who wants to come. Okay. I think it is okay now. So while I am teaching, if students trying to come in, then sometimes that pop-up window may disappear, or well, like this, that interrupt our lecture. This is the homework number 3, and when I let me execute this as is. So this is a little bit of a trick from this code. Here says add your name to the list of the students. Let's say we have Adam, and then select a name. So name. This is something that I think I need. This is something that I fixed. Um, I am going to bring up the one as is. Okay, hold on. I need to download it from students. Okay. Stay with me. My Blackboard disappeared and will come quick. Okay. Okay, I am going to come on. Now it is loading the grade center. Still loading. This is not network issue. This is my laptop issue. Is there any students trying to come in? No, not yet, right? Come on. All right. If I remember properly, no, I better bring up the homework assignment as is so that we can learn. Uh, Meanwhile, is there anyone has any question? So while I'm waiting, that homework assignment, I mean that my Blackboard is coming up, I can answer some of your question. Anyone has any issue, any question? Okay, sounds good. Oh my God, let me refresh. I am open up another my laptop and see what I can get. And I am going to fix this exactly the way that it was submitted. Some of the other MacBook runs best. Okay. So I am able to access one of the students' work. Okay, where is that guy? Okay, I got that. All right. My Microsoft Windows is still running. Okay. So putting to this my name, grading my name, and this should be like this, and then input value, there's no such things, 2 lines of, and input that, and values that, and divisor, and total, and print. All right, yeah. This is the one that's submitted. See what happens. So I am trying to save this. Okay, it is saved. So let me push this to. So enter your name. Let's say we can say Chris, and then select a name. If we say Chris, then it can give me this. But if I do Chris, and if I say Adam and whatever that is, but first of all, the issue here is that select a name. In this example, it didn't give me the list of the options, right? So I could say anything. But if I do, for example, Chris and then Smith, then Smith getting select a name. Okay, some others. If I say, okay, Chris, and if I select Chris, then it gives me 3. But if I do here, Chris, and if I say David, then it gives me 8.5. What happens here is that 8.5 is this from this David. That is okay, right? So this is very good from here there. This guy says a divider. What happens here is that when I select a name, that if I give a proper name from this list, like this David or Jerry, then it goes there and give me. Yeah. So this is, for example, Jerry. If I say Jerry, then this Jerry is not. What happens here is that first, this is a little bit tricky here. Instead of using the input statements, input function gives me the prompt strings, right? We can enter prompt strings, so we don't need to say this like this, right? We can add this into this input parameter, and my name can coming from there. This guy says add your name, so then whatever Jerry needs to be there, and then that name, my name, that is newly entered with the value. The value here is 234. Then that 234 is not here. Alcott, that is the list, but Jerry, this is a list. Jerry is a tuple. David is a list. So if you can enter without in composer, if you in composer here the list, then it can be there as a list. But if you don't say anything about that, then it can be by default that is a list. That is the same as if this could be on the left side as well. Okay, if this is the right side you currently made, right? But if you put this variable, comma, another variable, comma, another variable, then the right-hand side, if right-hand side returns a tuple, then it goes to respectively into that variables. So that is a little bit of the concept of the tuple in Python, which is not available in other language. But anyway, if we do this, then finally this dictionary is not anymore the dictionary of the key and the list of values, because in this case, this is a tuple of values. But anyway, list and tuple can be manipulated. Manipulation, okay, because they manipulate. When tuple is manipulated, it is converted internally as a list. So it is like that. What I want you to focus here is this. So if we put here, let's say, this guy says name. This is a new name, right? New name is entered. So with that new name, this is entered, right? New name. Is it simple kind of? Right. Select name, then this is whatever we want to access. So that is, yeah, this looks okay in that case. So if we say here, for example, Adam, and if I want to say Alcott, then the average for Alcott is 7.0. So that is correct. So from here there, that is okay. But only the issue here is that only this portion. Okay. Other than that, it looks okay. That is number one, because it's a tuple. The value we end up having inconsistent dictionary. Number one. The other one is we need to if we want to ask students to choose a name, then we need to show the list of the name here. Yeah, this guy didn't list names. Once we assume whatever name here, then it works well from here there. Okay. Only the problem is didn't provide you insertion. So two issues. Insertion, we need to put there list value, not the tuple value. Access back to that dictionary, we need to provide a list of the key values rather than simply select name. If we say select name, then we can select any name. Therefore, we might have some issues here, right? That is something that I want to say to you. Anyone has any other questions or similar issues with you? If you don't, then I will give you some of the lecture that may help you to do for your homework, next homework assignments. Okay. So new editor. Okay. New editor here is conditional statements, right? So we can say conditional statements. We can get the conditional statements from some of the dictionaries. So I would say grading. Then we have a dictionary, for example, Adam has the values 4, 99, and 2. And Smith has a value, for example, let's say 77, 88, and then let's say like this, okay? Only 2 in this dictionary. Let's say we want to grading or letter grading, okay? So if that is greater than any number greater than 90, then let's say that is A. Any number that is greater than 80, that'll be B. Any number, how would you say here, semicolon, semicolon, and any number greater than 70, that is C. Let's consider right now, consider the second value, okay, to convert to a letter grade. So how can I do that? Okay, so we can say, give me the name from the students, from the user, then input, and then there is a prompt statements. Enter a name. Okay, name a from this list key values. Then you need to say here name. You can simply say here select a name from a list. Okay. Then you need to get the values here. Which one that you need to get? You need to have Adam and Smith, right, from this dictionary. That's what the homework number 3 requested, right? To get the key values, there is a function called keys from grading dictionary. From the grading dictionary, there is a method called keys. Then it can gives you a key. Okay, see if how this works. Okay, if there's some issues, then we need to fix it, right? So let me first save this. This takes time. So I'm trying to save this to this directory. I know some of students does not know how the files can be submitted. This is how you need to do. You need to save your file into a specific directory, and then you can submit any of this, right? So in this case, I would say condition and loop. Okay, iteration together. That's what I am trying to build further. And then if I execute this, then this guy very nicely says, select a name from the dictionary list, name and Adam. Then we can say Smith. Okay, we didn't do anything here. Only right now here, it gives me dictionary keys and these stuffs, which you do not like. Then you can say here, list, and then everything incomposed, and save this and execute it. Then it'll be much nicer, right? Select a name from this list. Then you can say Adam. Okay. In this case, we didn't do anything yet. I would say here colon and one space, so that we may have one space after this. Okay. If we save this, then you can see the difference clearly. We have here colon, and then we have one space. That's what we had here, colon and one extra space. So you can simply say something. Once you have that name, then you can see the value from that name, right? If you say name, then it gives me everything about this. But if you want to get the second value, as I said here, second value only, then you need to put here. Let's try to this first. Okay, if you do this and Adam, and then we can say print value. Then it gives me a list of the values, right? If I want to access the second value, then what? Then I need to access this list by index, right? The first element can be index 0, and second element can be index 1. So I can extract the second element only from this list. It's possible by using the index value. So if I put here index value, this itself is this list. Therefore, to that list, if I give index 1, then it gives me the second value only. Like this. If I say Adam, then it gives me second value only. If we put here 0, then you will have the first value. That is the first value from this list. Okay. Now we need to the branching statements here to determine which way to go, right? So if value is greater than 90, then we can say print grade equals A. Else if value is greater than 80, then we could say grade is B, and similarly, else if value is greater than 70, then again C. Okay. See what happens? Well, see what happens here is that this is a branching statement. or so-called conditional statements based upon value, based upon any. But given this dictionary, if we consider only the second value to a particular key, then we can access in this way, right? Particular key, which is a name. Then we can have this. And the value can be extracted from there, and we play with the value. If the value is greater than 90, then that is A, B, and C in this way. Okay. In this case, you have to be very careful. If we use 80 first, then 90 is of course over 80. Therefore, your branching statements is not really systematic. It may be messed up. The way that you need to use here, it should be well organized. If you want to say it is greater than, then you need to start from the top values. Okay, top determinant. If you want to determine it by value 90, then you need, if 90 is the highest point, then use 90 first, and then second biggest, and third biggest, and fourth. If you choose this in the other way, then you need to switch this to less than sign. Okay. If you want to say, oh, I want to from the lowest value first, then you need to say, what is the lowest value? Then your judgment here should say value is less than that lowest value, and second lowest less than the second lowest value, less than the third lowest value, in that order from the bottom up, right? In this case, if you want to do top down, then you need to have the top value first. Any value greater than this top value, you filter that out first. And then second highest value, anyone bigger than second highest value, then it goes to the second branch, and third branch, and fourth, things like that. Save this and execute. Now we can say Adam. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, that is this. We need to put here. Right. Of course, at the end you may say else. If other than that, you can say print f, for example. Okay. You were wondering when we have 0 here in the previous, so it gives me 4. Let's do as is. Then if we say Adam, then because none of this matched in the previously when we have this, it didn't do anything. Therefore, I could have here, if none of this matched, then what could be the default? Then that will be the else. Whatever you filtered all out, and then the rest, whatever the remnant case, then you can say that, oh, there is an F, things like that. Okay. Let's go back to see the second value, number 1, index number 1, right? So here, Adam, then your grade is A. Once more, what about Smith? Smith grade is B. What if we have some other, for example, Chris, and his value, say 99 and 75 and 3, and then Peter, I would say 9 and 9. Okay. And if I say Peter, then of course that is an F, right? According to the second value. In this way, this code right now, this gives you branching statements, right? I think you can do a little further if you have, nested conditions. That is also possible. Okay, for example, um, I would say uh, 70 case if there's a grade C, but in this case we can have more if the first value, which means grading name and first value, if that is greater than 90, then we can say print grade maybe bounced up to B. If first number is greater than 90, then even if the second value is lower, then we can say we bump the grade. Other than that, else, then we simply say else. What I am trying to demonstrate here is that if you see here this if statements, branching statements, inside this if statements, there is another if else statements. This is inner conditional statements. That is also possible. So you filter out the second value first. Top level, only filter the second value. And in some cases, if you want to see the first value also, or some other conditions like this, if that is, this guy might fail in the graduate course below. If there is a C grade, then there is almost fail, right? Almost. It is not really fail. It's not like F in undergraduate grade, but that is very, very low. Therefore, rather than giving a C, we need to consider proportionally to the first number. If first number is greater than 90, then we can bump up the entire grade. Okay, let's say that is the scenario, and then we run it. So that may be the case of here Chris. So if we say Chris, then Chris will be B, even if he has a 75. 75 means it is not over 80. Therefore, it falls in this, right? It falls in these categories without having the inner branching statement. Then this guy might have a C grade, but because of this, the inner a little lower, a little deeper conditional statements, he can be saved, right? Bumped up. That kind of things is possible. You can have inner conditional statements, which can also have inner conditional statements. So it would be inner, all the way down. Okay, everything is possible. I think one more sentence is coming. Now, let's switch this to the looping. Okay, iterations. What's the motivation of iteration? Right now, every time we need to get the letter grade, then we need to enter the name here, right? Is there any way that we can grade whatever the number that we have, we can grade at once, rather than giving one student's name and the next name and next name? That's one at a time process. So is there any way that we can do the repetition of the same process? That is also possible, right? There's many ways that we can do here. So iteration, then we can say for I in grading, how many, for, we can say in this way, for student name, we distinguish from this name, S name in grading dot keys, okay, and then we have here list as we did previously, okay. This is a for loop. What happens here is that for each element in this list, remember that grading list grading dot keys gives me a list. So this is nothing but a list. Okay. So in this list, I want to consider one element from the beginning, one element at a time, only within this list. And then you can do some, okay, what are you going to do? I'm going to do this if and else statements. That's what this guy would like to do. Then you can simply say, here the indentation is very important. This guy needs to be indented in this way. Okay, so everything should be indented properly. Otherwise, you may have an error. What happens here is that this for loop is doing this within this, all the indent, okay? See the indent that you have here, vertical bar, right here. This is a top level, and another inner vertical bar. This is the inner conditions. This is outer condition and inner conditions. So we consider both of those here, and then for each students from that student list, then we need to consider here value equals grading of that S name. Then I can get the values, right? Grading is the dictionary. So I give the key. This is the key list, right? This is a key list. So this will be nothing but a key. So if I give a key, then I can get the value. Just like as I did here, right? I ask a name one at a time. So give me one name at a time. Then I can get the value for that name. So instead of asking a user, in this case, I can get it from the list of that dictionary list. I can get one value at a time, which means for each element in the key list, I can get the value. For that element, I can get the value. This value is the same value others. See what happens. If I save this, then everything can be done very nicely. Okay, so watch this. I'm going to comment this out from here to, okay. So if you have three dot, oh, it's not dot, three hyphen, three quote, that is the start of the comments, and then another three quotes, that is the ending of the comments. Do you see the color difference? This is a comments. This is a coding list. So what happens here is that giving this dictionary, the brown color is the comment, that is an explicit comment by the coder, right? We did that. And then this triple quote, pair of triple quote is not only one line comment, this is a multiple line comments. So we have two types of comments here. Other than that, that is the coding list. So given this dictionary, we can do this for loop. Within the for loop, we have if then else statements, conditional statements. All right, so I save this. See what happens. Enter. Not supported. Okay, the value. Oh, I need to have here second value only, right? So I need to get the number, the index number 1. Enter. The A and B. Where's the case? First and second, fine. Third one, line 2. Oh, here. Oh, another one here. Because of this S name. So we need to have it here, S name. Okay. The name is not defined. Watch this. Okay. So this is what happens. The first guy is Adam is A and Smith. How many the pairs here in this dictionary? We have 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. So we have 4 of those. If we want to see that more clearly, then you need to say here, say this guy earns grade A, and then you can say format as name. Okay. So I am going to copy this to everyone here. This is grade B. So I'll change this to B. And same thing here. This should be grade B. This is double quotes. So this should be B. And this guy C. Then we can say this is C. And finally, we say here, this guy has an F. Okay. And we hit enter. So very nicely, Adam earns grade A, Smith earns grade B, Chris earns grade B, and Peter earns grade F. And if you want to say here, with more explanations, then you can say this. This guy Chris is not just B, but bounced up, right? Chris was bounced up to grade B. Smith got the grade B by his number, but Smith got a B and Chris a little bit bounced up. In this way, if you have more and more values, we can do as many values as we can, right? For example, C can receive 1 and 2, and whatever Mercy owns, for example, 99, 100, and 99, and things like that. You can add more and more. Then, but by hitting one button, you can calculate, right? Cions grade F, Mercions grade A, and so on and so forth. That is the beauty of this iteration. Okay, iteration. There may be not only this is a real sophisticated iteration. Sophisticated iteration, but there are some of simple iteration. For example, for I in range 1 to 10, I want to iterate print I. Okay, what happens here is that for each element in the list here, range 1 comma 10 means see what happens. It is simply range. Okay, but here you can see a little better way. If we do this, then it happens like this. It gives you a list from 1 to 9. So last one is not included. Okay, 1 to 9. That is one thing that you have to be aware. The first one is included. If you have 0, then you still have that, right? 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. If we have 2, and execute, then you can have that. And then you can have another for loop, inner for loop, for j in range 2 comma 10. What I am trying to do here is, you know, the timetables. Then you can say, for example, x times something equals something in timetable. So I want to fill in the first one is I times j equals I times j. Okay. You may be surprised when we execute this. It happens like this. Very nicely, right? 2 times 2 equals 4, 2 times 3 equals 6, 2 times 4 equals 8, 2 times 5. This is everything about 2. And then we have a 3 times 2, 3, 4, 5, 3 times 9, and things like that, right? So if you want to say, hey, I want to make some the space, line of space in between, then you can say here you can have a print. Okay, so every 8 lines we have one empty print statement, one empty line. See here, this is indented the same indentation from here there, and from here there, same indentation, same depth of indentation. So if you do this, then a little more nicely that you can see here, right? So timetable 2 and timetable 3, 4, 5, and things like that. All right. Any questions? So now you may be able to see the iterations. You don't need to do much if you have an iteration. See here, although you have this, you can multiplication so quickly, right? I could do that to 100 and 100. See what happens. If we hit enter this, I think it takes so long. 17 times 32 equals 544. I think my PC runs slowly. It's being a hard time. But I think your laptop may do this so quick. Okay. It goes for, and the last one would be 99 times 99, which is a little lower than 10,000, right? Question, comments? So I'll let it go, and then I'll stop sharing. Where is my Zoom? I think it'll come. Come on. I need the Zoom. Where's my Zoom?